nursing programs. We have new in-district options for special ed students. Lots of great things happening in Willoughby Eastlake. Technology is revolutionizing education. Smartboards, iPads, PowerPoints, web pages. We've approved all the funding and we're getting the teachers in-serviced in all of the education. We are dealing with the current economic recession. We have state budget cuts, we have diminishing property values. The board has made necessary decisions to balance the budget, but during my tenure, no student services were cut. I campaigned for all Willoughby Eastlake levies and continue to do it now. I've dealt with school renovations and improvements to our district's facilities. For 3 years, I served on the Willoughby Eastlake School Facilities Committee alongside the superintendents and the architects. We've done a lot. We've completed additions to Edison and Grant, we raised Garfield, and we closed McKinley. Kennedy and South were extensively renovated, and we're working on North. Energy efficient lighting was installed in all the buildings. Our district hasn't seen this much change in over 40 years. Work will continue in this area. And lastly, but most importantly, with my time on the board, I experienced the hiring of a new superintendent. And Mr. Thompson is an excellent leader. He's innovative, he's an excellent strategic planner, he's hardworking and very passionate. I feel strongly that all of these experiences that I've lived through make me a good candidate for re-election. Thank you. And we'll hear from Rusty Bliss.
Thanks again to the League of Women Voters for having us here tonight. The new guy on the block. My name is Rusty Bliss. I moved here from Euclid in 2005. My wife and I live here. We have 3 kids in the district. And we moved here for the school district. That's the main reason we moved here. Lately, we've seen between the citizens in the district and the school administration, there's some trust issues. I want to help work to rebuild that trust. This district has an obligation to each and every parent, student, and taxpayer in the district. We also need to take a little more look at some administration oversight. Steve's done an awesome job, but there's some things that the taxpayers aren't seeing, and we need to work to bring that into the fore. Our teachers are the backbone of our school district. They're the front line. They're the first ones that are going to teach our kids. We shouldn't ask them to be pseudo-parents when they go to school. We should ask them to teach our kids. We need to find ways in the budget, later on down the road, I guess you have negotiations going on now, to do things we can, and I know the state auditor says we need to cut. You can't keep cutting, but you got to find ways to take care of the teachers. They're our #1 priority after the students. Explore every option, I believe, to reduce classroom sizes. Every teacher I've talked to has mentioned the classroom sizes as being an issue. We've got to look at everything. I'm not in there, so I don't know what all the options are, but I'd like to get a look at it. Our district has an opportunity, and it's imperative that we take this opportunity to be proactive in a groundbreaking role and work with our business communities, work with other state officials, our elected officials in Columbus, and other school districts, and find ways to fund our schools, share ideas, develop that language, and share ideas where we can figure out how to fund our schools within Ohio and not have to worry about federal handouts. I'd like to see the business community continue to do what they're doing. And the business community knows, and all the residents need to know, is if you invest in our school district, a flourishing school district, all the municipalities in the school district are going to flourish. I saw it in Euclid growing up in the 70s and 80s, and it's recently taken a downturn. And there's nothing left in the city. We can work as a school district to restore local control of our schools and fully endorse parental rights, which are slowly being eroded away. We need to give our children the basic education they need to pursue their dreams and achieve their goals. I've taken a firm stand for our children, their parents, our teachers, who are the backbone of our district and the taxpayers of our district. Thank you.
Mr. Kaufman.
Thank you, League of Women Voters. Being the last person up here, I know you probably don't want me to reiterate everything that was said. I would like to do something a little bit differently. If you could, if you have an opportunity while I'm talking, reach in your wallet, your purse, and take out a dollar bill if you would. I'd appreciate that. My background, who I am. I had this all divided up, but being the last person, I must adjust my speech accordingly. I've been married for 31 years. I've lived and worked in Willoughby for 28. My daughters, grandkids are attending school, or were attending school here. I'm a retired teacher after 35 years, and I taught college, believe it or not, for 30 years at the same time. What you see in me is what you get as a board member. I have no half-truths. I tell you exactly what you're going to receive, what you're going to hear. If you travel around, you'll see a lot of half-truths have been presented to you. I can't go any further with that because I wouldn't be professional. This district is mine just as much as it is yours. We all have ownership in this boat, if you will. We all have to make sure that everything is going to go on. I don't want you to vote for me. I don't want you to vote for me. Don't vote for me if you don't care about this district. Don't vote for me if you don't care how your tax money is spent. Don't vote for me if you don't care what's going on in the classroom. Vote for me if you do care how your money's spent. Vote for me if you do care about this district. Vote for me if you care about the kids and what's currently happening. Like I said, what you see here is what you get. If you have that dollar bill, flip it over. Our founding fathers in 1782 designed this. You'll notice on the left is a pyramid. It's not completed. Because he said the United States is not completed. They're always striving to get better. We too, as a district, are always striving to get better. Sharon Scott made a great remark about how we've exceeded in implementing many great ideas because of our superintendent. There's things being done here that very few school districts do have, and I travel all around. I think it's imperative that you understand that with the changes being made to the school district, we too have to make those changes. If you look carefully on this, you'll see the Latin words, "new equipped to us." If you read that up, and some of you will Google it, you'll see it means many different things. To me, it means this. This school district is what you build it to be. We want to make this the best school district around, and we definitely can do that with the people that we have. If you believe in me, vote for me. Thank you.
Now each of the candidates has an additional 2 minutes to respond to anything that they've heard. And we'll start with Larry Luciano. You have an additional 2 minutes.
Just a couple of points. I want to come out first and foremost and say that I'm fully in support of the renewal of this levy, in case anyone was going to ask that question of me in particular. I think that we are starting to get some momentum going with some of the things that our current board and our superintendent are moving towards in terms of the initiatives and integrating of science and technology and math. I'm worried that if we don't pass that levy, we are going to end up going to state minimums. We are going to end up gutting this school system, and it won't be why we moved here. Like you mentioned, Mr. Bliss, we came here because of the school system, and we will end up losing quality teachers and quality administrators. So I think it's really imperative that we get that message out that the levy get passed. That's most important to me, that you're here, and that's really it. I'll wait for some questions. I just wanted to make sure that I came out loudly and clearly in support of the levy.
I was a bit distressed to hear that we're doing some things that the taxpayers aren't seeing. We've tried so hard to let you know everything. If you log on to our website, you'll see not only the 5-year forecast, but a lot of other numbers pertinent to what we're doing with your money right now. And if you don't understand them, give a call to the treasurer and he'd be happy to explain them. I think the most important thing for us as we go into the future in public school education is trust. We cannot operate as a school district, as an island, and not include all of you. In this age of instant communication, it's so important that you're all involved. If you don't understand something, ask. If you have a good idea, we would love to hear it as far as funding. We're always open to new ideas. As we form more citizens committees, let us know what your strength is and what you're interested in, and we'll keep your name and ask you when we have a need. It's just too important as we go forward. We need, you've heard, it takes a village. We need you. It takes a village to educate our children in today's society. I went into education as a teacher, but ended up as a psychologist because I wanted to do more for kids. I need your help now. We all do. Thank you.
Now, Sharon Scott.
My friend asked me last week, why do you want to be on a school board? It's a thankless job. People yell at you about their taxes, and most people don't even know who you are. And my answer was simply, I do it to help children. I have dedicated my whole life to the service of children. I've been a baseball coach, a Girl Scout leader, a Sunday school teacher. I will be retiring this year after 34 wonderful years of teaching. Most of my career has been proudly spent at Broadmoor School, which is a school for the Lake County Board of Developmental Disabilities. In my profession, I advocate for the rights of my multiply handicapped children. I was their voice, as I am also the voice for children of the Willoughby Eastlake School District. Just a little bit more about me. I'm a Willoughby Eastlake grad. I married my high school sweetheart, and I've lived in Willoughby Hills for 50 years. We have 2 daughters who were both South High valedictorians and are now college graduates. And I just want you to vote for me, and tell your friends to vote for me, and tell your neighbors to vote for me. And I only had 150 signs, so. And please support the levy. It's very, very important that you support that levy. You know, there are other people that are not here tonight that are going out with signs. You know, I just went to Willoughby Hills tonight and took pictures of the other candidates with the no levy signs. And we support the levy. Please do so. Thank you so much.
Sharon nails it. It is a thankless job. But the number one investment we have in our lives as parents is our kids. I think we'd all agree about that, in their future. So that's why I chose to do this. That's our greatest investment. The trust issue that I mentioned dates back to the failed May levy, which I supported, and I support this levy. But there were a lot of questions raised, and the more that people talked about it, you had to wonder and you had to see it. There was a trust issue in the public. So we need people that'll work to bring that trust back. The yes/no signs that Sharon just mentioned, I've got signs all over the place, and they may be in a yard that has a yes for 6 and a no for 6. I can't tell people what signs to put in their yard. And if they choose, under their own freedom, to put a sign in their yard, I can't tell them to do otherwise. So that's their choice, which they all have that choice. And again, I think everybody that's here supports this levy this year, or this time around. And again, the reason I did this is our kids. They're the greatest investment we're ever going to make, and we need to pour everything into their futures the right way. Thank you.
Mr. Hoffman.
Thank you. Listen, somebody's been taking my signs. And I'm thinking they just want to hang them up someplace because they're going to lose some money in the near future. I drive around and go, where'd they go? I have no idea. And everybody knows my signs are really big. Right? Everybody mocks me out. Listen, those of you who know me, and I gotta relate to Sharon again, being a former head football coach, nobody knows this. You are the first person I'm ever gonna tell this to. I was also a Sunday school teacher. Can you believe that? No. Most people can't believe that. I don't know why, maybe because I tease a lot. But truth be said, I strongly believe in education to a point where I update our website at least minimum once a day, and I try to keep us on the cutting edge. And some of the teachers are well aware of this, and hopefully the parents are, that I travel all around working with technology and assisting teachers where it needs to be done. And what I had said, referenced before, is I do travel around the state of Ohio and Kentucky. I gotta tell you, there's a huge mistake out there. We're definitely going in the right direction. Our superintendent's doing a super job. We argue about the speed in which he does it, but he's going in the right direction. And then, there's a lot to be said about that. Now, Rusty talked about trust. This is a tough time to trust people, and I understand, because you look at everything that's going on with the government closing, right? How much trust you're going to put into an elected official. As I stated before, what you see up here is what you get. Put a lot of time into this district, and I know you have too. We have a lot of valuable tools, such as students in this district. We want to make sure they do quite well when they leave, such as you. Okay? Vote for me and put those signs back. Thank you.
You will be electing 3 members to the Willoughby East Lake City's Board of Education. 2 candidates were not able to attend this evening because of schedule conflicts, Tim O'Keefe and Amy Zura. And the PTA did not hear from Steve Komorowski. Now we'll hear from you. If you have questions, you put up your hand and I will bring the microphone around and candidates can answer your questions. Do we have a brave soul who has a question? Yes, ma'am. Okay.
My question is, how can you let Amy Zern and Tim O'Keefe run for Willoughby East Lake Board of Education when you know that they're not for the Willoughby East Lake Board of Education?
I can answer that.
I drive around school, and I see signs, Tim O'Keefe, and right next to it is, do not vote for left, issue 6. The same with Amy Zern. How can you let people like this run for the board?
Well, I think if they circulated petitions and followed the procedures, they got on the ballot.
Excellent point.
They have a lot of money to do.
If you recall, on your document,